So this cake was really fun to make. My customer was doing a Bluey themed birthday party, and so she ordered the duck cake. And so I was really excited to make this. And so as we know, when it comes to irregular shapes, I really like to bake my cake in my baking sheets. And so that way I can just kind of customize as I go. I wish I had a better outline for you guys when it comes to these kind of cakes, but I really do just eyeball it and I look at the photo. Sometimes I'll use a stuffed animal just for size reference, but truly I just use my parchment paper and I figure out what the base is going to be and then I build from there. So once I had my base done, I did go in with my little plastic scraper just to smooth everything out. And then I did realize that I just needed just a little bit more height. And so I added a little more cake. And then I also used some bobo straws to be able to place the head. And I did use 2 of my little sphere cake pans. And so that way it could be nice and round, because I will tell you, when it comes to carving, it really is super tricky to be able to get it perfectly round. So if you're ever dealing with a head or anything like that, I highly recommend baking with a sphere cake pan. Once it was all nice and coated, I put it in the fridge so that it could set overnight. And then have you guys ever seen this trick? I love to roll out my fondant, and instead of just using a regular cutter and getting a regular circle, I actually use some saran wrap and I place it over my fondant. And so do you see how it kind of rounds it out a little bit? It's just a little trick. You don't have to do it, but I actually really love doing it. And so right here, I was cutting out the glasses and I did want them to just kind of set overnight so that they were easier to work with the next morning. So fast forward to the next morning, my cake was nice and solid, so it was super easy to work with. And the best part about this is that my buttercream actually was not going to be smoothed out. And so I was able to do that rougher look just with my offset spatula. And so I spread out an even layer all over the cake. And then I used a regular ribbon for the bow. And then I did the eyes and the buttons. And do you see why I wanted my black glasses to be able to set overnight? They were so much easier to work with. And then I used some chips for the beak and then also popcorn for the hair. And so even though this is such a funny design, it totally matched the Bluey vibe. And I absolutely love this cake. It's so fun and just it's fun to mix it up. But honestly, it was a lot easier than I expected and my customer loved it.